closer walk with thee, oh Lord. Granny G, Lord, if you please, I'm daily walking, Lord, close with thee. Oh, let it be, dear Lord, let it be. I'm weak, but thou art strong. Oh Lord, Jesus, keep me, Lord, from my wrong, and I'll be satisfied as long as I can walk. Please let me walk, Lord, close with thee. And when my feeble life is old, help me, Lord, and time for me, Lord, won't be no more. I want you to guide me, Lord, guide me, gently, to thy kingdom, Lord, kingdom show. Hallelujah, Lord, just a closer walk with thee. Granny Jill, Lord, if you please, you know I'm daily walking, Lord, close with thee. Oh, let it be, dear Lord, let it be.
All right. Buenas tardes, señores y señores. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am back with a brand new daily odd debrief first of the week, and I have a couple of props for you guys for today as well. So make sure you get your pen and papers ready because I'm about to give you guys a few tips. One moment, please. There you are. Sorry, folks. I dropped something here. So here we go, folks. Grab your pen and paper. We got some work to do today, but I will give you guys three games, two for tomorrow night, and I think I will give you guys a free one for this weekend. You may see the sun in my face. Let me see if I can fix this for you guys. Bad positioning. Anyway, fix. You know me, I keep it real with you guys, no nonsense. When I'm doing this podcast, that's why I do it when the feel is good, so that way I don't have to like give you the worst version of myself when I'm doing this presentation. So let's begin with the first. I would like to offer you guys a sincere apology for some bad picks I've made since I have not made bad picks like this since 2012. That was my rookie year. That was the first time I ever went below 50% on my prediction list, and this weekend, well, it was concluded on Monday night with the Buffalo Bills playing the Jets, and I was left totally shit-faced, embarrassed, because it's not me. I know when I'm at my best, and I know when I'm definitely at my lowest. And nowadays, I've learned to recognize each energy when I'm doing good and bad. But the most important thing is I have zero shame to apologize for taking L's. So to begin with the games that we lost, I will also give you some of the games I mentioned last weekend that we won, so that way we can get them all together. So let's begin with my favorite league in football, of course, college football, because that's the foundation of what the NFL is. Without it, there would not be no NFL. NFL to me, as I tell you guys, always is a bonus. It's something I enjoy on Sundays, tradition, Been doing it for my life. It's a bonus. But let's begin with the results, the positive results first, and then I'm gonna embarrass myself later on. So with the Pac-12 result, I promise you guys that the University of Southern California, the Trojans, otherwise known as USC, they were playing Stanford University in a rivalry game, which is locally in California. But when it comes to the national talk overall, remember what I said last weekend that Clemson, USC was gonna dominate the Stanford. I because I know that the Stanford is not qualified to discuss football with USC, and fair enough, they delivered with an easy victory. And I did say minus 30 points. Bang! I hit it. The scoreline was 56 to 10. Again, folks, because the reason I'm doing this is because if my mentor somewhere watching, he taught me, he'd be like, I train you to get these things right. What happened? And on Monday night, I kind of felt that, and therefore, this is why I'm doing this. Normally, people report like the winnings. You get to report the L's too, because that's what make you better. Because why? Now I apologize to you guys. You're gonna make me work harder for you, so that way I don't have to embarrass myself and you over the weekend. Okay, folks, that's why I'm doing this. So it's just to make my. It's also because I have to make sure if I'm gonna do this, I'm not doing this with a big budget. I have to make sure that you guys, I do the research for you. Remember, you're not doing the research. You just come here, select your pick, and go make your money. And I want to make sure that like you're proud of what I put here for you guys. So the scoreline was 56 to 10. They covered the 30 points spread that Las Vegas put, easily destroy it. That's what USC does because they're ranked 5th and the Pac-12 as a big dog. Staying in the Pac-12 was the highly ranked Oregon Mighty Ducks, ranked 13th. And I did put a prediction minus 7, and they did me one favor by beating Texas Tech Red Raiders 38 to 30, 8 points with the extra points. So that way, if you guys followed my prediction last weekend, if you did put Oregon as ranked 13th, I'm pretty sure they give you like an extra money for getting the 38 to 30 because now it's 37 to 30 was my prediction based on what they're doing in Vegas. But 38, you get a little bonus. You're welcome. Congratulations. Bang. And third game in the Pac-12 was Oklahoma State Cowboys versus the Arizona Sun Devils. And I did, or Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't forget that's his football club. That's where he went to school before he became a wrestler. Oklahoma State Cowboys. That's their name. And I did give you guys a prediction that there would cause an upset, and there did. 27 to 15. You know what time it was. 3:16, right on time, and the Sun Devil got stunned like a Stone Cold Stunner by the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Now moving on to the ACC result, we had Florida State University. I did put minus 14 points. Prediction was on cruise control. 6 to 13 was the scoreline, and Florida State completely destroyed their opposition. And the scoreline, folks, 66 to 13. I did put minus 14 points. They did a triple or quadruple. Congratulations to Florida State. You are now ranked third in the nation. This is something that will be disputed between you and the Ohio State. Me, I am ranked fifth because I got destroyed in my own stadium by the Texas Longhorns. Yay, 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 whatever. And moving on, in the SEC still, we had Notre Dame who baptized North Carolina State 45 to 24, and the Fighting Irish, who's ranked ninth in the nation in the ACC, collected an easy victory and 45 to 24. Now moving on to the Big Ten result, this is where you find teams like Iowa, Wisconsin, and of course the number 2 team in the nation, who should be number 1 if it wasn't for Georgia lifting the trophy last year. And I'm talking about the Wolverines of this great state of Michigan. You guys are a mighty powerful club. Your program is ridiculous. I don't know how you guys do it year after year. And I will call it now. Georgia fans, I'm not speaking out of jealousy. Don't get mad. I know you guys will say, "Oh, he's jealous of the Bulldog success." No, I'm not jealous of your success at all. I'm gonna call it now. I believe that this year our champion will be between, because my Alabama, I don't like the way I started the season right now. I'm having a quarterback issue. I'm picking Michigan Wolverines or the Ohio State to become champions if Georgia falter as the defending champion, and most importantly for me, Alabama, if I don't get my business and my act together. Let's continue with the Big Ten. We had Iowa ranked 25th against Iowa State, local affair. And for those of you who was watching that game, it was boring as I predicted for the first half. Iowa struggled a bit, but they still pulled the upset against the Iowa State, who's ranked. I believe they're ranked as well, if I'm not mistaken. It was 20 to 13. Bang! My prediction came through, and Iowa Hawkeyes beat Iowa State, and it was great. That's what you guys get for flipping El Presidente the middle finger over the weekend. Ha 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 ha! Ha, jokes on you, ha. And now, when it comes to the Big Ten, number two, we had ranked 19th Wisconsin against the 23rd ranked team Washington State. Upset result. I did not see this one coming. I expected Wisconsin to, as the Cougars as they are, to tame the young Badgers, but unfortunately we got molested. Uh, the Cougars molested the young Badgers, unfortunately. Therefore, the upset was complete. Congratulations to Washington State, the Badgers. Again, the Cougars got molested. Wisconsin, ranked 19th, did not have what it takes to pull through. And that's a very bad upset, one of my worst results, and I apologize for that, folks, sincerely. And the third team, the Big Ten, we had the Michigan Wolverines, who shredded the UNLV Rebels to pieces like the real Wolverine in Marvel. 35 to 7, making them a serious threat to both Ohio State and Georgia Bulldog, as I predicted. Now, moving on to the other results, we had the SEC over the past weekend. First, let's start with Arizona Wildcats, who covered the +9, +10, +11 spread to beat Mississippi State 31 to 34. Bang! I called it. I did say that Arizona Wildcat will be a problem for Mississippi State, win or lose. I went with +9 to lose, +10 to lose, +11 to lose. It was 31 to 24, scoring 24 to 31. If you do your math, 7 points, and they covered it, folks. So whoever picked Arizona Wildcats, congratulations, big up, 2 thumbs up for you. Now, this is my issue here, folks. This is the SEC, and you know when it comes to my Alabama football, I don't play. This I don't play because that's all I grew up with, and I was embarrassed as a Bama fan over the weekend, and uh, we have not lost opening game since I believe it was in the 1920s or 30s against a team from Texas, all the Texas Tech, Texas A&M, or Texas Longhorn, or even the close neighbor Tennessee Volunteers in our opening games. This has never been done. Oklahoma Sooners or Oklahoma State Cowboys have never beaten us. Arkansas Razorback or Kansas Jayhawks, they have all came unsuccessful against Alabama when it comes to challenging us at our own stadium. The only team in the South that caused a problem for Alabama back in the old days when they were on high, it was the Auburn Tigers. But we put that to rest ever since we acquired the service of Nick Saban. But what happened last Saturday was a misunderstanding. My quarterback, Mr. Jalen Milroe. I know this is when Bryce Young was playing quarterback before you came, young man. It was a mixture of throwing the football and run when it's necessary. Now, if you guys watch the NFL, you see the young lads like Jordan Love at the Green Bay Packers. If you're looking at quarterbacks like even Menzel, now playing at the, I think Menzel is playing now at Anyway, I'm talking college football. One second, I'll have to pull it up. Like these guys, Baker Mayfield, all these guys, you can throw the football, but be more like Dak Prescott. Be a quarterback. Don't Alabama. I'm seeing this down the line here in December before we get to the bowl series. If the quarterback have the wide receivers, you throw it to them. Like don't do it later on when you realize that you're being stuffed by the linebackers or the defensive ends. And this is where we lost the game against Texas Longhorn, and they had the linebacker all over my quarterback because he was predicting the running pattern. Uh, Normally, if you're playing an I formation, 1995 Nebraska style formation, yes, your fullback and your running back can protect you because nowadays, and football has been modernized and revamped. You no longer have the fullback or the running back to rely on as a safety blanket. So therefore, we put the pressure on the quarterback to run all over the football pitch. And the gridiron, I'm sorry. And I don't like that. Why I don't like this is because you are putting us at risk earlier in the game, and then you make the fourth quarter so predictable for Texas. And this is why the Longhorns, they were able to pull their victory because I watched the game and I watched the highlights. When I say I watched the game, folks, that means I watched like 6 minutes of each quarter. So in other words, I compacted, but I study it more analytically, if that's even a word, or do the analysis proper to make sure I get. Because me, don't forget, I play football briefly, even though it was for a semester, but playing defense, especially in the cornerback, false safety, free safety, and cornerback position, this is where I'm good at. But the other part, uh, I don't know. This is why I have to watch this thing to learn. But we can do better. They try to pinpoint this on the coach. The coach make the right call. He says the quarterback was not doing what he was supposed to do. So Jalen Milroe, I know you, if you're watching this or if one of your friends are watching this, you got tackled too many times and you were running the football on first down and second down. Me, I highly recommend for young quarterbacks to do this if you like to run. You see Jalen Hurts? He can afford to run all over the place. Because why? They bought him an offensive line so that way he get protected. On third down, that's why the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pro League, third down, fourth down, it doesn't matter. If it's fourth and two, third and whatever, they go for it. Why is this? The offensive line can plow and mow down the defensive ends to make sure the quarterback get that path to gain that yard they need to get the first down. So Alabama, please, coach, if you're watching, please make sure that we advise this guy to be more like Bryce Young. Don't be ashamed to throw the football. We know you're athletic, you want to run like the modern day quarterbacks, but please fall back on what we've been doing over the last 2 years because I want to be able to compete with Georgia. I want to be able to compete with the likes of the Ohio States, and I definitely want to compete with the most dangerous threat I've seen in football and college football so far, Michigan Wolverines. Mark my word, I think they will be champion this year if Georgia slacks Michigan or Ohio State in second place will be champion. Now moving on to a result that did upset the people over the weekend. This regarding mixed martial art, folks. And I will start with the co-main event. Even I was shocked. And Alex Volkov choked Bam Bam, my fighter from from Australia. I did not see that one coming. And I have to be honest with you, folks. When I started to watch the bouts in round one, I didn't realize how tall Alexander Volkov was. This guy is 6'7", and for some reason, I forgot to put this in my report in my last Daily Odd Debrief last Friday, and that was a big mistake. Now, normally, the move used, I can see him coming like crucifix or rear naked choke. This guy had to tap back into the old, ancient mystique of both Sambo and Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. The man pulled a Fedor Emelianenko, or should I say Sakuraba, on the Gracies out of nowhere with an Ezekiel choke full mount position. Normally, when somebody's in a full mount position, you go for ground and pound or hammer fist. This guy leaned on Bam Bam and pulled an Ezekiel choke. Folks, Google this when you have time. When was the last time you seen this in the octagon or in the ring if you watch Pride or kickboxing? This guy was pulling some voodoo stuff. Perhaps some Russian mystique. He did pull the victory. He beat Bam Bam. And chain up Bam Bam. I know we'll be back again. You're a young man. You're 30 years old. We have to go back to the lab, and then you have to work on your mostly. All Bam Bam have to work on is his ground game and reverse defensively to not panic when he's full mounted. Pause. Respect to King Troops, and we have to make sure we work on that, Bam Bam. Other than that, you gave me 2 rounds well fought, like valiantly. You were brave. You took a couple of punches in the face. Your face was slashed a bit. You know, Bam Bam is fun. This guy, whether he's have a bleeding face or not, he'll keep pushing forward. But unfortunately, Alex Volkov have too much skills when it comes to sambo. His kickboxing was slick, even though that left leg was being kicked like, repeatedly by Bam Bam. Volkov did a good job, and your submission, I did not see it coming, and congratulations to you. Now moving on to the main event. Oh, the embarrassment. This one I call it the embarrassment. Texas fans, I'm not done with you, but I have to explain this to the people. This is an apology episode. And the main event. Now, we all doubted the aggression of Shane Strickland because he's what we call a brawler. He's like a Kimbo Slice basically. Someone who fight but who never had experiences much in the art of mixed martial art, like unlike fighters who have like 20 years. For example, let me give you a name. A fighter who have experience in the cage. A guy like Kenny Florian. Now the young MMA fans don't even know who that is. Kenny Florian was a guy from Massachusetts. Expert in martial art. Like I'm talking about like expert. And then one day, a guy like that had to fight my fighter like Frankie Edgar back in the day from New Jersey. A guy who worked in the construction site, who trained part-time, who take martial art like serious for an exercise, but guess what? Frankie Edgar, when he fought guys like Kenny Florian, these guys, I'm just giving you an example here. We all counted Sean Strickland out, including me. He's not my fighter. Me, I'm an Adesanya guy. I will make this clear. I like Israel Adesanya. Adesanya is the decorated kickboxer, working lately on his wrestling. He did all the preparation. But the thing is, you can be an expert in something, but somebody can come from out of nowhere and disrespect your expertise. Like Sean Strickland did last Saturday. This guy completely dominated the main event. After exchanging a long stare down, that's what I call the first round, a stare down, because all I saw was two fighters sizing one another up to see who had the biggest. And then unfortunately, Adesanya failed to do his homework. And then it's not like he failed to do it because if you go to the UFC page or on their subscription on Ustream or YouTube or Daily Motion, watch the interview of Israel Adesanya's coach because Izzy did not stay for the interview. He said he had a party to attend, which is not the attitude to have after you lost the fight and lost your belt. And this fight was one way and one-sided fight. Sean Strickland dominated the main event with ease. I did not see any surprises here. You can train all you want, but make sure you apply everything you learn in the training and for fight night. And Easy did fail us, and there is no shame in that. And that's pretty much all I have for my report when it comes to the past events. Now, for a few tips, I have some tips for you guys for today. For Thursday night college football at 7 p.m. We are going to begin week 3 with Miami Hurricane hosting Bethany. Oh, she can cook, my man. That's not the name of the team. It's actually called Bethane Cookman. These universities' names, they're popping out of nowhere this year. We had last week Young State. Now it's Bethany Cookman. It's my folks go with Miami Hurricane here. Let me give you how this one is going to pan out tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Minus 40 Miami Hurricane, minus 35 Miami Hurricane, minus 30 to cover the spread Miami Hurricane. Now I'm going to be cocky here because, like I told you before, I've had an immaculate record since 2012. I always believe in myself. I have zero doubt when I make my prediction. If I fail, the fighter fail me or the team fail me, it's not me. I do my studies and I make the predictions precise to make sure that you guys have the better chance to win when you guys place your wagers. Now, when it comes to Bethany Cookman, I am giving them absolutely zero chance. Yes, folks, I'm going to be this cocky, and you're going to watch the score line. Bethany will not beat Miami, and Miami will cover the spread minus 40, minus 35, minus 30. On that, I will not put guarantee. But if for upsets, I give Bethune, it is Bethune, Cookman, absolutely zero chance to beat the U at their stadium because they are ranked in the ACC 22nd. Good luck. In the coaching poll, they are ranked 22nd in the nation overall in all conferences. Good luck with that, Bethany. Good luck. There were plenty of upsets this past weekend, and I don't expect any upset this coming weekend. Now, tomorrow night, also don't forget the NFL, the usual TNF games. At 8:15 p.m. this Thursday night, we will have the Philadelphia Eagles, the runners-up to the Chiefs last year's Super Bowl, and their season opener against the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings de Minnesota. Ay, ay, ay. So, folks, if you want to go in this game, I will give you a key points of why you should not pick the Vikings for an upset. There will not be any upset tomorrow night. I expect a sweet, clean victory from the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Ya la 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 la. Fly, Eagles, fly. Auto victory. Easy one for the Philadelphia Eagles. Money line minus 275 on the spread minus 6.5. If you want to buy some points, please do so. If you want to just minus 6.5 mean the Eagles can do this by 2 field goals or I'd like to say a touchdown minus 7. Philadelphia will cover the spread. Let's remove that boring minus 6.5 and make it a minus 7, my people. I expect, folks, Philadelphia Eagles to win. Now, if you want to do overall and unders, kids, make sure you do at minus 110, do 49 overall, under 49. So, Philadelphia, don't forget the Vikings have traded or released Adam Thielen to the Carolina Panthers. Now he's playing with Bryce Young down there. So, I give the Vikings zero chance. They will come out tomorrow night with a record of 0-2, while Philly go 2-0. Now, as for your NFL ranking, let me give you teams that are currently in the AFC. Before I jump into that, I would like to address this issue when it comes to trophies. Now, on Tuesday morning, we were being roasted by Texas Longhorn fans on how they beat Alabama. Folks, this is Texas Longhorns trophy cabinets. They're full of pennies and foams. And look at it. Look at it. This is Alabama's trophy cabinet, folks. Hey, look at this. They win things. They win. That's what they do. Winners win. So how can I be insulted by an ant as an elephant? Coach, we need to talk to our quarterback so we can rectify what happened. And whoever we're playing this Saturday, please be careful. All this aggression will be taken out on you. I just apologize in advance, ahead of time, before the game starts, so you don't blame Coach Nick for doing this. Alabama will stomp the living hell out of you, whoever you are, to make up for that embarrassment that we took last Saturday. Now, when it comes to the NFL, folks, I would like to give you your AFC results. Remember, I told you for the NFL, do not touch until it's week 3, but I will keep you posted on the records. New York Jets 1-0 after defeating the Buffalo Bills. I actually watched that game in the second half, and I was not impressed by the running around of Josh Allen. And he was doing the same thing my guy from Alabama was doing. Josh Allen was running when he was not supposed to. Don't do that, Josh. You have the weapons. Make sure everybody's doing their job because you don't want to get injured as a quarterback because your pattern is too predictable, and that's exactly why the New York Jets beat you. Okay? I saw the problem. Stephon Diggs, please, guys, help him. And I understand that this is why you have running backs. Please make sure you are using the tailbacks, please. You are the quarterback. You don't want to get yourself injured. You keep running on your right like it was about 60% chance. I was watching the game live. on the ESPN Monday Night Football. We had experts watching the game like Ryan Fitzpatrick, who played for both for the Jets and the Bills, was there. We had Peyton Manning. We had his brother Eli Manning. While you're watching the game, they had this split screen on this side. In other words, they're giving you expertise. And these guys, they won things. Eli Manning, 2 Super Bowl. Peyton Manning, 2 Super Bowl. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he did 0 Super Bowl. But guess what? He played for both teams. He know how the team work. And he was was telling Eli Manning and Peyton, he's running when he's not supposed to be running, and that is a problem. If you want to beat the Chiefs, you're gonna have to change that pattern and sling the rock more. And by slinging the rock, I mean throw on second down and third. You got this. You can steal on the AFC, Josh. So let's go for the AFC record. New York Jets. A prediction. I 1-0. Miami Dolphins, who will be very scary this year, folks. 1-0. And the Patriots lost 0-1. Buffalo 0-1. Jacksonville Jaguars AFC South 1-0. Tennessee, Indianapolis, Houston are 0-1. AFC North, Cleveland, shocking victory against Cleveland. For those of you who play video game back in the old days, remember this game NFL Blitz? That is all the Browns were doing against the Bengals last Sunday. Blitzing like the old Indianapolis Colts of 2002, 2023 with Dwight Freeney. They were blitzing from all flanks, sacking Joe Burrow over 10 times if I'm not mistaken. Cincinnati, you have a premium quarterback. Please, if you want your team to be in the contention for the AFC North bragging rights, I suggest you guys invest in your offensive linemen. Not the center guy. You don't need to replace him. He's all right. Me, I'm talking about like your left offensive tackle and your right offensive tackle. My God, these guys are horrible, 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 horrible. You allowed your quarterback to get pinned in too many times. There was a time that tackled Joe Burrow so hard, cigars came out of his helmet. His insurance company and his health company called by halftime just to pause the game. Because why? They were like, we're not covering this tally. You are not supposed to get tackled this much. And if you're going to go into the playoff, you're going to face in the AFC in your own division, tough teams who's defensively inept nowadays, like the New York Jets, the New England Patriots, the Miami Dolphins, and let's not forget the Pittsburgh Steelers. That defense is still there. And if Kansas City Chiefs sort themselves out with the contracts to pay the defenders, you're going to be in trouble. So Cincinnati Bengals, please get it together. Don't embarrass yourself. So folks, for the AFC North so far we are stacked. Don't forget the AFC East is ruled by the New York Jets. We are almost done. Now let's move on to the NFC East. Oh, NFC East, NFC East. Dallas Cowboys is 1-0. Washington Commanders is 1-0. Philadelphia is 1-0. The New York Giants deserve to be where they are, dead last in the NFC East. You have disrespected the East Coast by getting smoked like a tubang from Fidel Castro's left corner. El Presidente. Now seriously, how did you embarrass New York on 9/11 weekend? To the you disrespecting the fallen. By disrespecting the city of New York, losing to Dallas Cowboys. 40-0 in the NFL. It was like watching a backyard football team or a high school football team. My high school had more dignity when we lost to South Aiken for the championship in the early 2000s. We had more dignity when we lost against West Side. We had more dignity when we played in the Palmetto Conference against Greenville. We had, seriously, is the New York Giants who they say they are by name, or is it just your logo that you put on your helmet to sell tickets? You see, the Arsenal, we have the same issue as well nowadays. Do you see this jersey here? Sleep on everything. No nonsense, no nonsense. And I intend to wear this jersey for a long, long time. This is part of one of my collection, one of my favorite Puma jerseys from Arsenal. Now, you need to represent New York, son. Seriously. This embarrassment cannot be tolerated in the East Coast, okay? So get it together, please, New York Giants. But again, you deserve to be where you are, dead last in the NFC East with a 0-1 record. Now, in the NFC North, I am impressed by Jordan Love. A lot of people doubted them when Aaron Rodgers left for New York Jets. He's injured now, out for the season. And congratulations to Zachary Wilson now, who will replace Aaron Rodgers for the Jets. But the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love, I had a glimpse of him last season, but he was coming in the pause in the fourth quarter to replace Aaron Rodgers with like 3 minutes left on the clock. And in other words, I did not get a chance to see him perform much for the Green Bay Packers. But this year, folks, this kid is putting in a masterpiece for the Packers. And the first game against the Bears, their arch enemy, he performed well, outshining Justin Field. Justin Field, get it together. Green Bay Packers is 1-0 for the NFC North. The Detroit Lions, folks, you all saw what happened. I don't have to go in depth into what it took me 3 days to figure out defensively how the Detroit Lions beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Is one of those anomalies that were not supposed to happen. But folks, it happened. Week 1 is done. Let's put it behind us. The same team that we're laughing at can make us cry. Now, I'm not gonna laugh at the Kansas City Chiefs for much because why? I know what they're capable of. They are the defending champion. It was one off. These things normally happen once in a blue moon, and we have not seen the Detroit Lions win their first game of this season away since 1956, if I'm not mistaken. So it was one of those. So let's just move on, folks. Let's move on. And the Vikings is ranked third, 0-1, and the Bears is 0-1. For the NFC South, the Falcons, congratulations Atlanta, is the A 1-0. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is 1-0. New Orleans Saints is 1-0 with Derek Carr from the Raiders. I wish you the best in New Orleans to fill up the boots left by Drew Brees. And the Carolina Panthers, you guys were 0-1. Bryce Young, Alabama, come on, cousin. Make my father proud. Maybe he's in heaven watching this, but okay, Bryce Young. Carolina Panthers is dead last. Sorry, Panthers. Get it together, please. Get it up, please. Get it up, get it up. We have to move up on the ladders, please. I want you to be second in the NFC South or first this year. Now, in the NFC West, folks, to close the show, we had the LA Rams performed over the weekend, 1-0. San Francisco, the scariest and the most favorite team to win the entire NFC this year. Don't get fooled by the Cowboys' performance. Listen to Stephen A. Smith, folks. Listen to Shannon Sharp and listen to the entire panel of ESPN. Mr. Marcus Smart, Dallas Cowboys, Derek Clark, all you guys, please. We love Molly, all you guys. We love you guys, and we love you guys when you put the status up for us and for the amateurs like me to dissect it down and break it down to the people. Don't get the NFC. For the NFC West, we have Arizona Cardinals 0-1 and the Seahawks at 0-1. But if you're looking at the grand scheme of things for December, when we're about to get to the playoff, if you're asking me the top 3 team in the NFC, in that order, it is San Francisco 49ers first. Number 2 to win the entire thing will be the Philadelphia Eagles. And number 3, the Dallas Cowboys. I cannot put you second or first because you do it every year. You hype people up, and after Thanksgiving is a complete nightmare. Please, folks, avoid the trap with the Cowboys. They're selling you a narrative that they do every year over the last 20 years. Now, if they're doing the Super Bowl this year, I will be shocked, but I will not have you above San Francisco because they are better equipped. They have the best offense in the league right now in the NFC, and they have the most complete defense. Defense win you championship, and San Francisco is being led by Bosa and the lads, and they have the best defensive team in the NFC, if not in the whole entire NFL. So, folks, if you want to put your favorite to win the whole league this year, I don't have to wait till week 3. I know what I'm saying right now. San Francisco 49ers will be the favorite to win the NFC this year. Now, if you ask me for the AFC, who will be the favorite to win the whole thing this year, I will still go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2, Buffalo Bills. Based on what I saw on Monday night, if they don't get it together. If Josh Allen is going to do the same running around thing again. Well, folks, by the time we get to November and December, Travis Kelsey's thigh strain will be healed, and he'll be back on the pitch playing in no time for the Chiefs. And there goes the Bills' chance to win. I want the Bills to capitalize early, before until after Thanksgiving, because if you don't set up shop now, if you don't prepare your bed well, don't go. It's bedtime, and complain to your wife while your bed was not properly prepared to take a nap. Okay, so you have to make sure you handle business proper, so that way we can beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, if you ask me who's third and ranked in the AFC, I will still go with the Cincinnati Bengals. There is no way I'm picking Cleveland. I'm not that damn stupid. That's all I have for you for today, folks. I will be back with your update in a couple of days to make sure I give you more propers. Hey, I'm here to make you money, right? I don't make no money myself. If you do have check to spare, please cut me a check. I want a check, and and I'm out. That's all I have. And as I started the show with the great Mahalia Jackson, the greatest lady gospel singer of the South, and I dedicate this show today to my dad, who's in heaven, probably watching and laughing at me like, why does he do this? I'm making you guys money again, folks. On that note, I'm out. Before I pause this, I'll give you a little outro. 1 second.
Walk with thee. You know that one, oh, great, great Jesus, if you believe, daily walking, come on. Someday, daily walking close to thee. Just let it be. Dear Lord, let it be. Come on, sing it, everybody. Well, sing it. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus. Jesus, if you daily walking closely, just let it be, dear Lord. Come on, I am weak. Well, you know I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong, and you know that be satisfied alone. As I walk, let me walk close to thee. Said just a closer walk with just a closer walk. Granted, Jesus, if you please, daily walking close to thee. Oh, let it be. Oh, yeah, dear Lord, let it be. One more time, just a closer walk. Oh, not just a closer walk, closer walk with thee. Would you that's my prayer if you please. I am daily walking close. Let it be. Dear Lord, let it be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hallelujah to Jesus. God is so good. Are you having fun?